The Power of Now. Yes, that's the name of a book by Eckhart Tolle, but it's also a philosophy that I and thousands of other successful creative people have used to make a living in the arts. Intrigued? Well, I'm going to tell you all about it, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Bob Baker, author of The Empowered Artist, The Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook, The Passion Principles, and many other titles. Welcome to my channel, where I share marketing and career advice for musicians, writers, artists, and creative entrepreneurs of all kinds. Plus, I throw in a little comedy and meditation and other fun stuff just to keep things interesting. So if you don't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. So on this episode, I'm going to share something with you from the archives of my audio podcast, where I read and riff on a section from a book that I published several years ago called Unleash the Artist Within. And the best way to sum up the philosophy of this chapter is the power of now. It can also be referred to the power of taking action, because I believe to my core that this is a philosophy. It's a habit that is embraced by proactive, creative people. It's what allows some artists to reach higher levels of success, to create a huge, prolific body of work, to attract fans, to make money, to support themselves. I think it's what separates those successful folks, in quotes, with the others who struggle. This one quality, if you were to embrace it and truly make it a part of your life, could make a huge difference in the impact that you make with your art. So in this segment, I just start off describing the book a little bit, and I go right into reading it. So listen to that, and I'll meet you again on the other side. Well, the thing I did a little bit different with this book is I took these principles and I broke them down into 28 different daily readings. Each daily topic has 2 or 3 pages on that particular lesson, that particular topic, and then there's a commitment statement, basically an affirmation, and then there's an action step to take. So what I'm going to do in this episode is read you day 6, which is called, Are You Ready to Take Action Now? Here goes. A friend of mine, who I've been told is a promising writer, has been telling me for more than a year that he's ready to dive into a long-awaited music journalism career. But guess what? He is no closer to writing his first article today than he was a year ago. Of course, if you ask him, he's got a handy list of good reasons his career is permanently stuck in limbo. Like too many aspiring artists, he comes up with convenient reasons for not doing what he says he really wants to do. He doesn't have the time to fully devote to writing now. He wants to get a new computer first. His muse hasn't paid him a visit lately. Well, he could start writing now, but with the lousy economy and the job market these days, what's the use? Sound familiar? Some people need all of their ducks in a row, all of the pieces of the puzzle in one place, and all of the stars aligned in a certain cosmic pattern before they'll even consider taking the first step toward a creative goal. Here's a prime example from my own experience. This actually happened about 20 years ago or so when I made a trip to Memphis, Tennessee. While I was there, must have been back in the late 80s, I picked up one of the local newspapers. In one publication, I saw this funny column called News of the Weird, which reported strange but true news items from around the world. You've probably heard of it because it's pretty popular now, but back then it was just sort of getting started, and it was very funny. The column ended with an address to contact the writer who compiled the stories. Now, at that time, I'd been publishing a local music newspaper for a few years in my hometown of St. Louis, so I made a mental note to contact the writer and see if I could carry his column in my paper. However, I ended up doing nothing about it, got sidetracked, I took no immediate action. And about 6 months later, News of the Weird began running in a competing paper in my hometown. By not acting, I missed the boat and a great opportunity to boost my readership. So don't take this same approach with your career. Making money with your talents is not something you'll eventually get around to someday. Carving that special and profitable place for yourself is something you can start working toward right now. Why wait? Every day that passes is full of missed opportunities if you choose to continue only daydreaming about the levels of exposure and success you desire. One job finished is worth 100 partially done, writes Russ von Holscher in his book How to Achieve Total Success. Quote, "You can't be a winner if you don't get in the race, and you can't be a winner if you drop out of the race." End quote. Let's get one thing straight. This book is not about getting rich quickly. You probably won't be making $1,000 a day in your chosen vocation tomorrow. Chances are you're not going to be a multi-million-dollar film producer by next week if you're new to the field. But you could start gathering information by making a phone call or sending an email right now. You could go to the library or Google and research your favorite creative career or the next phase of your current career. You can do that right now. You could set up a meeting with an expert on your chosen topic or even offer to do an internship for him or her right now. Don't waste time. Even if you can't quit your day job just yet, at least start laying a foundation for when you can, and start doing it right now. As I mentioned, each section ends with a commitment statement, which is basically an affirmation, and this one is, "To become successful and financially comfortable with my creativity, I must make a conscious decision to do so and then be willing to take the action necessary to make it happen. And I will begin taking that action right now." And here's the action step for day 6. Now it's time to make the leap from thinking and writing to acting on your desires. Let's make this simple. Get out a journal, a notebook, whatever you've got handy right now, and write down 5 simple things you could do this very moment to help you move closer to your creative goals. These actions don't have to be earth-shattering. I'm specifically talking about easy, uncomplicated, doable tasks, something simple that you could actually do now. Write down 5 of these simple actions now. Once you've done that, just pick one item on the list and do it. Really do it. And do it now. Seriously, right now. Don't keep listening to this and tell yourself you do this thing later. Get up and stop the recording, stop the iPod, pause it wherever you are, and do the thing now. Make the phone call, send the email, whatever it is, do it now. Go ahead. I'll wait here until you get back. I'm serious, you need to do this thing now. Prove to yourself that you can do it. Make a decision on something simple and do it now. You're doing it now, right? I mean it. Okay, way to go. You did it. Congratulations. Now celebrate by picking up a pen or pencil and scratch a line through that item on the list you just created. This indicates that you've really accomplished it. Again, congratulations. You've just taken an important step toward enjoying and prospering from your creativity, because action is exactly what it'll take you to reach your goals. Now, if you didn't actually do something, you just listened to this recording and didn't follow my instructions, please stop it and do it now. Then you can celebrate by scratching it out. Once you've done that, choose 2 other simple tasks from that list and do them sometime over the next 24 hours. Really do this. You'll find that you'll become a more productive and profitable artist if you do. So I hope you enjoyed that little trip through the archives of my audio podcast. And by the way, that is something that I still currently publish. It's called The Creative Entrepreneur. And if you look in the video description below, I'll have links to where you can subscribe to that in iTunes and Stitcher and other places. I'll also have a link to Unleash the Artist Within if you want to learn more about that, as well as links to other books of a similar nature, such as The Empowered Artist and the more recent book, The Passion Principles, 101 Ways to Express Your Creativity and Share It with the World. No shortage of resources and inspirations for you, my friend. Also, I'd love to stay in touch with you, and the best way to do that is by email. In fact, I encourage you right now, if you don't already, get on the Creative Entrepreneur VIP list. It's really easy to do. I'll even give you some free stuff, like access to one of my online courses and a sampler of my ebooks. Just go to this web address, promoteyourcreativity.com. That's promoteyourcreativity.com. And you can sign up right there. Again, subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Interact with me, hit the like button, leave a comment, and share this video with your friends who could really use a boost of inspiration. And if you'd like to support my ongoing efforts to educate, inspire, and empower creative people around the world, please consider also becoming a patron. Just go to patreon.com/Bob Baker to learn more about that. As always, I just want to say thank you for all that you do to express your creativity and share it with the world. I'm Bob Baker, saying so long for now.